Hi guys, this is Carrie with Fullerton Professional Organizing, and today we are talking about Brandie and Ryan from Home Sort, and they are talking about closet organization hacks. And they start out um, by saying that we take the chaos that you're experiencing and we change that by getting you organized and giving you more peace. So that's what they do. They call themselves the organizing experts. And let's see what they say about closet organization. They are talking about some of the what they think are game-changing products that really make a difference in your closet as far as uniformity, sorry. Since I'm reading what they're saying, you'll have to excuse me. But as uniformity and what it looks like and how much you can fit in your space. And they said they love the slimline hangers. And I will tell you, I like the slimline hangers too. They look nice in your closet. But I have a mixed feelings about the velvet hangers because I bought the velvet hangers and they're great for keeping the slickery fabrics on the hanger so that they don't slip off. But sometimes if you have the other clothes that clings to it and you can't just put it on and take it off super easy. So think about that when you decide what type of hangers you want in your closet. Do you want to here's what I wish I had done. What I wish I had done is I bought black, but I wish I had bought white, but that part doesn't make a difference. You can buy any color you want. But what I wish I had realized is buy a set of the velvet hangers in white for all my slickery outfits and fabrics, and bought the plastic white ones, slimline ones, for all the fabrics that I just want to pull on and off of the hangers. So you might want to think about that. But let's go back to what they are saying about the slimline hangers. They said, I would say the biggest game-changing product, seriously, the biggest and the easiest place to start in your closet is to change your hangers. We believe so strongly in slimline hangers. Sometimes you can get them flocked. That's what I call the velvet hangers. There can be plastic ones. We've gotten gold ones. We've gotten there's all kinds. So this is a great place for anybody to start because it quadruples the amount of space in your closet. And they also said we all like them is because there's enough room for everything in the closet, and the closet is not jam-packed, stuffed to the brim and with stuff and clothes. Let's see. But I think with that being said is that if you guys pay attention to a lot of the closets posted on social media, a lot of the closets posted in magazines, and why we like the slim hangers is because there's enough room for everything in the closet, and the closet is not jam-packed, stuffed to the brim with stuff and clothes. So they also suggest that you purge. So hangers are a great place to start. Another is key to a closet is start with purging. I say start with purging first, then you know how many hangers. We know that's a scary word, purging. But we want to get rid of everything. You don't want to get rid of everything. That's not what they're saying. But what we are saying is, as Americans, we are consumers. We have more than what we need. We have a ton of stuff that we just wanted. You have clothes that don't fit. You have clothes from maybe when you were pregnant. All the winter clothes and your summer clothes are all together in one closet. There's just so much excess. Just purge a little bit. Um, so they also say, and your notes, what you're saying with, okay, Brandie is saying, right? And in our notes, what we're saying with you guys kind of talks about our step by steps of how we purge a space, and to just have an honest moment with yourself of, am I really going to wear this again? Or have I actually even worn this in the last 2 years? It will be a major game changer for you if you look at your clothes and decide if you've worn it in the last few years. And that leads us into one of the questions that we get asked a lot is what do you do about seasonal clothing? Do you store everything in your closet at once? What do you do about the seasonal clothes? And what do you do about clothes that you maybe aren't wearing right now, but you're going to wear again, like maternity clothes, or those clothes, maybe after you have a baby and it takes a little while to get back into your old clothes. So you kind of have transitional clothes. Well, there's a couple of options. Let's first speak to the person that has a giant walk-in closet. We store out of season clothes up high. See, and that's my thoughts. It depends on how much room you have in your closet and in your home. If you don't have a lot of space, you have to be really, really clever, or you have to purge more than someone else. But she says we usually put them in bins with labels, and they're totally key because you can look up or down depending on where you want to put something, and you can do a scan and you see what you have because it's labeled. What here where I am, it's hot most of the time. So I have one little bin. Well, that's not true. I have two bins. One has winter scarves and winter hats and the accessories, and one has winter sweaters. I do happen to have a small walk-in closet, so I can keep winter hanging clothes and summer hanging clothes all season long hanging up, because I can hang the winter on one side and summer on the other. But I don't have any extra room besides that. So I have those two bins with the winter stuff, and then I have two bins with my beach stuff, including my beach towels. All of that's all in two bins. And my bottom drawer of my Chester drawer and the shelf in my closet, I put whatever season I'm in the bottom of my drawer in those two cubed organizers. And then when that season is over, I put my beachwear on the shelf in my closet, take my sweaters and my winter accessories, and then I put those in the drawer. That's how I do my seasonal. Now my husband has a lot more drawers. I only have I have a Chester drawer with 3 drawers, and then I have my side table by my bed. So those are the only drawers I have. But my husband has a large Chester drawer, so he has lots of drawers to put all his stuff in. So all of his stuff really does fit, especially since I purged all the stuff that was not necessary. So it just depends on your closet. But let's go back to what these ladies say. So in a big walk-in closet, we would take out the seasonal clothes or the clothes that are too small or the maternity clothes, and we would store them in either airtight bins, Or a lot of times people will say, oh, you can use those space saver bags. That they don't really like those. But they've tried all kinds. So putting them in in airtight containers. So there's some uniformity to it, because our brains work best when there's some planning and some uniformity. It brings peace. So they would say again, that's for the major big walk-in closets. So I would say for me in my closet, this is Brandie talking about her closet. She has a decent sized closet, but I don't have enough room to keep all of the summer and winter in my closet together. I don't have a dresser. We have drawers and everything for my husband and I sew in one space. So all of my winter clothes right now are packed up in just a storage tote. It's not like a fancy airtight tote, because here we live in California. We don't have like a ton of moisture. We don't have some of the weather elements that maybe other states have. So that's how she takes care of her stuff. She says, I kind of do the switch and get rid of all the big chunky sweaters and things like that, put them in that bin and label it. And for us, it goes up in our attic. Brandie says, for you, do you have, it can go in your garage, it can go in your attic. If your bed is tall enough and you have space under your bed, get some of those more shallow, long, thin bins and store stuff under your bed. Whatever you have a space in your home to store things, that is where you would put those items. And that applies to maternity clothes. That's what I do with all my kids' hand-me-down clothes. I just wanted to add to that, you can buy bed risers, which are just these plastic cone shaped with a little hole in the middle, and you put the legs of your bed on those, and it just rises your bed about that much higher, and you can slide bins under your bed if you have a bed that sits too low. I've also used these little pavers. They're about that square and about that high, and I've used those under beds when I couldn't find the plastic risers. That's my personal bedroom. And you can get those plastic tubs to store things under your bed. I like to put all my office-y stuff that I might want to work on in bed in one, and then my shoes, just my casual shoes, like my sandals, my slip-on tennis shoes, all those slip-on shoes, the ones that you're tempted to just slip on and off when you get into bed without putting them in the closet. I have a bin. That way I can slip them off, just stick them in the bin, and it's still nice and tidy on my floor in my bedroom. So that's what I do under my bed. But under your kids' bed and under your bed, you could also store sheets, so that your sheets are right there when it's time to change your sheets. You don't have to walk to another room. You don't have to do anything. Your sheets for your bed are right there. I just had to throw that in. Some people don't like their clothes outside. So this is also Brandie talking. And remember, I think they live in California. She says, I also have mine in a storage shed area, and I do the same thing as Brandie. That must have been Ryan then, because my closet it's really compact. So if their closets are compact and they're professional organizers, they're not saying that you have to get rid of everything. Me, I do like all of my clothes to be in one place, because my closet is not jam-packed. I have less clothes than my husband, and I'm okay with that, because that's all I need. I have only what I need, and so that's me. Now, if I had a closet that was not a walk-in closet and was too small, then they would probably go under my bed. Um, so she puts her heavy winter jackets. Let's see, what does she put in her shed? So some other ways to store clothes would be, again, if you have a guest closet, a lot of people will take their heavy winter jackets and put them in a closet that they don't, access that often, like a linen closet or a storage closet of sorts. And also we have had clients, or we have gotten those square wardrobes you can buy. And Ryan says, or like heavy canvas. And if you want to have easy access, you could put one of those up in your garage. It's covered with canvas, but it's a wardrobe that you can hang up your clothes, or in your laundry room, and those work really great. She also says, if your closet is tight, ask yourself, okay, do I need all the clothes that are in here? Do I need access to them year round? And so really switching out your closet seasonally, it's really nice because it helps. It just opens up some space. But of course, you have to have space for the stored seasonal clothes as well. And if I did not wear it last winter and now I've gone a whole year without wearing it, then I say to myself, okay, I don't really need this. So again, purging. Let it go, pass it on, pay it forward, and stop living with so much stuff, because it really bogs you down. Now, Brandie also says, yes, you are. Yes, completely agree. So I would say one of our next questions that you guys have asked, when we read all of the questions that you're wanting to know about, is shoe storage. So what are the ways to store shoes? And there are a ton of ways to store shoes. And I already told you mine. I have some hanging cubed shelves that I use for all of my lounge wear, stuff that I just wear around the house, or my organizing uniform, which is also my lounge wear, but it says Fullerton Professional Organizing on it. I put all my dress shoes in those cubes, and my t-shirts. And then under my bed, I have a pull-out bin for all my slip-on shoes. That's how I organize mine. So let's see what they say for closets. Ryan, she says, let's say 3 ways that we like to store shoes are sometimes we store them in bins with lids. The shoebox shaped bins with lids so that they can stack. Now, she also says that her husband does not like those because he doesn't like having to unstack, pull off the lid, and take out your shoes. So if you're willing to save room and stack them, and you don't mind taking them and lifting them up to get your shoes in and out, then that works for you. But they do have those bins, and she's talking about that. The next product is what I'm fixing to tell you also, is the shoebox bins, but it opens from the end. So you can lift the lid, pull the shoe out, and then when you're ready, you put the shoe in and put down the lid is on the end instead of on the top. So they can still stack. That's what I would like, because I would never pick up the lid, put my shoes in, that's just, it's just not easy. So they'd wind up thrown on the floor. So I don't know if you guys want to see these. And she showed what they look like. They're just clear bins with lids. Then Brandie talks about plastic that we use from the Container Store. They're plastic bins they get from the Container Store, and they're only about $2 a piece, and we use those all the time. On the shelf like this, we can fit 4 pairs of shoes, as opposed to if I just had shoes, just sitting out. I can only fit 2 pairs. So it really does help with that. And she's talking about shelves that don't have enough space for each set pair of shoes to be stacked. It doesn't have room for the stacking bins. You can only put 2. So she gets bins that are big enough for 2 pairs of shoes. And then she says the reason they like the bins for your shoes is because they stay clean and they don't get dusty. They can stack and they can easily see everything that they have because they're clear. When I look in my closet, it feels clean and organized, and I like that feeling. Now Ryan says I got different kind of shoe container, and it has the front, it's like a plastic tab, and you just click it and it comes down, like it drops down. And she says, and I would say that's another popular type of shoe storage that we use, because what you're looking for is to create a system where you can put things back and where it is creating less chaos and give you more peace and systems to do that. Brandie also says, here's a couple of options. And again, these will be linked. They have a link for those on their on Home Sort. But they have used shoe bags, a shoe organizer that hangs over the door that has all the pockets for your shoes to go in. Shoe sorters where your shoes can stack one on top of another and you can kind of line them up that way. Ryan says, here's the key to anything with a closet, be it shoes, be it stuff on hangers. The key is to have a system and to put it back. So the key is to have a system in my closet. So when I get home, I can in 5 minutes have it all put back. If they've left it out in the morning, they can put it back and it's dialed in again quickly. So not necessarily stays neat all the time, but that you can tidy it up real quick when you get home every day. So because she had the bar space, the hanging space, we literally hung everything in her closet. So now we're talking about to fold or to hang your clothes. And she says because she had the bar space, the hanging space, we literally hung everything in her closet, probably besides her pajamas and her bras and her underwear, because she didn't feel like some people don't like to fold, so they hang everything. If I hate to fold, then don't reorganize your closet where you have to fold everything, because you're not going to do it. It's not going to be successful and you're not going to be able to maintain it. Hang everything if you need to. And then Ryan says, yeah, and hanging is a great idea for kids too. A lot of kids are not going to fold the way you want them, or like file folding. They're just not going to do that. And if you're not going to do that either, then hanging is the option. And then Ryan talks about color coding. And then if you want to take it a step further, color code it. That's great for kids. That's great for husbands. My husband knows where something goes because all the black goes together, all the blue goes together, all the green goes together. So she's got all her clothes even in color order. And usually within the color, we separate like items together. So tank tops by color, blouses by color, plaids by color. Sort by clothing type. Another way you can do it is instead of color coding, you can just go all the same type. So that's short sleeves, long sleeves, separated by that. Little piece of plastic. They buy these little plastic things that hangs over the rod in your closet, and you can put a little label on it, and you can say short sleeve, long sleeve, jersey, whatever it is, and that keeps things really tidy. And again, it's that system that you keep going back to. Brandie says the rod organizer is really, really helpful, again, for long-term maintenance and success. And so it's really, really nice because if you're a teenager wants to know where the sweatshirts go, all they have to do is follow the label that's hanging on the bar, and that really, really helps, because a huge part of organizing, guys, is it's great to have a dialed in, functional, and beautiful space, but it can't stay that way. Then there's pretty much no point to it. So you have to create a system that actually works for you and your family. Now, for clients, we do color code, but we do it within the sections. Jeans are together, pants are together, t-shirts, blouses, button-ups, flannels, cardigans. Now, here she says, I kid you not, guys, 15, she's had clients that had 15 of the same black top. And so all of a sudden they're like, I didn't even know I had that, because now everything's organized by color. So now they realize, oh, wow, I had 15 of those. Sometimes you don't even realize you need to purge your black tops until you see 15 of them all together. And Ryan says, you're just too busy stuffing things in there. So make the most out of your space. She says, the right system that really makes the most out of your space, no matter what size it is. Brandie says, jeans and pants, unless you're like unless they're like a silky dress pant, jeans and khakis and stuff like that are great for folding on a shelf, because they have a lot of structure to them and they stack really nicely and easily. And Ryan mentions like a thicker material, things that are thicker material, sweatshirts, sweaters, again, jeans, those can all be folded on a shelf. Leggings can also be folded on a shelf. Now, Ryan talks about starts off talking about the file folding. Home sort, Brandie and I, we do something called file folding, and it's just a method of folding your clothes to where your clothes can stack on their side like a file. Now, I'm going to do a video on how I do the file folding, because I think the KonMari way of folding is too complicated. I think I'm going to show you a way to do the file folding that husbands and kids can also do without having to watch the KonMari videos over and over and over and over and over, because that's what I had to do to remember how to fold it the KonMari method. And I figured if I had to watch the video over and over and over to learn how to fold it the right way, if that works for you, that is absolutely great. But that is not going to work for men. It's not going to work for your children. So I think I have a easier way to file fold that works. And my way is using your hand. This is your measurement. Okay. Now, if your bend is that you're putting it in is this wide, then this is how wide you're going to do it. And then you're just going to make sure your item is folded enough to where it's this wide, and then fold it over your hand, and you're going to have something folded that's about this size. Now, for me and my pajamas that I put in my drawer, I don't quite fold it quite as small. I will maybe fold it in half once, and it will be about 10 inches instead of about this wide. But use your hand as a guide. Your hand is always with you, so your guide is going to be the length of your hand and the height of your hand, and it's going to help you fold your clothes in that file folder size so that you have more room in your closet. The KonMari way shows you how everything is folded into thirds and thirds, but it also depends on the t-shirt or whether it's pants. This way, if you use your hand as a guide for folding, it's almost like rolling. You can roll your clothes also if that works. I think that works for husbands on their jogging pants and their t-shirts. They can just roll them. Some roll their clothes anyway when they pack them in suitcases. So you can roll them and put them in your drawers, and that takes up a lot less space as well. So let's go on to what she says about file folding. It's just a method of folding your clothes to where your clothes can stack on their side like a file. And then Ryan says it really is a game changer. Just like the slimline hangers are giving you space when you file fold, trust me, you guys, it's going to give you so much space, and it really does. So that's the only reason I'm trying to teach a easier method, is because it really does save you space in your drawers. Now, Brandie talks about, so this is an example. They show an example of what it looks like. She says, when I set it in my drawer, I set it in like you're folding, you're filing, so that when you fold it, the t-shirts, the front of the t-shirt shows, so you know what t-shirt it is. So you see the top of the t-shirt. A lot of times where the filed fold comes, you can tell where the a lot of times it's a t-shirt has a graphic on it. This is where you would see the graphic so that you can see what the t-shirt it is, as opposed to when your shirts are folded and you just stack them on top of each other. When you're stacking them on top of each other, you can't see, and then you have to move them all to get to the one you want. This way you just pull it out, and your t-shirt stay folded, and then you can put it back in when it's folded, and it doesn't disrupt the whole drawer. So let me reread this again from Brandie. A lot of times if a t-shirt has a graphic on it, this is where you would see the graphics. So you can see what the t-shirt is, as opposed to when your shirts are folded and you stack them in a drawer from bottom to top. You don't know what's on the bottom, so you have to lift through every shirt to find out what your shirts are, which shirt. Now let's go on to storing accessories. She likes to store them like she does shoes, like shoe bins. We also use bins that like that for scarves and belts, because you can roll up belt really tight like a snake coil and stack them in there. You can file fold them too. You can fold your scarves. You can file fold your scarves and put those in a bin, and I think that works great. Hooks are really great for hanging things on, because then you don't have to use your rod or your shelf space, and that really helps. Scarves and your belts can be put in a drawer, and that's really nice too. And Ryan says, remember to separate summer scarves and winter scarves when you do that. Visual piece. Again, we color code t-shirts. We do all oranges together, pinks, blues. But it visually gives you peace. All right. And then high up storage space. We always say put the things up high that you don't need to access often. And so use the prime real estate in your closet, which is all the spaces that you need to access that you don't have to use a step stool for. Use those for the things that you grab all the time. So if you are someone who doesn't wear heels every single day, then put those up higher than the shoes that you use every day. So if you're someone who doesn't wear heels every single day, then put your heels up high. Use the high up space for the things that you don't need to grab all the time. So like for example, in my closet, what is totally accessible are my flip-flops, my Birkenstocks, and my work shoes. My nicer shoes that I just wear occasionally, those are at the top. When I need them, I either have my husband get them down, or I step on a chair or a step stool. Ryan says, well, we use two different methods. Sometimes if there's shelf space, we will stack side-by-side purses. Now we're talking about purses. They will stack side-by-side purses, and we use a little divider. It's just a clear acrylic divider that we get from the Container Store. From Amazon, you can buy them off of our website, and that just gives the purse something to lean up against so it's not flopping over all the time. They also stuff the purses so that they don't flop over all the time. We stuff purses with, we'll stuff it with paper, we'll, whatever they stuff them with, so that they will stand up and look nice. And Brandie says, and that's really nice because it makes your purse stand up. And it's a lot of times people have really beautiful purses and their purse is in their closet. They want it more to be displayed, and that really helps accomplish that because it's stuffed and it stands up. Hooks on the walls for purses. That's another option. Hooks up on the wall, use your wall space and use your vertical space is really important. So you can get hooks. I mean, Target, Walmart, Amazon, you can get hooks anywhere, and you can get ones you screw in or the stick-on kind. Baskets for purses. We will do baskets oftentimes with purses. So, and she has hers in a basket. S hooks on the closet bars. Now, you can, what I use for my husband's tote bags, he has a lot of duffel bags that he uses for computers and for small trips or just to go work out after work or whatever. But he has a lot that he won't get rid of. So I just hang them over a hanger and hang them on his in his closet. He has his hunting suitcase or duffel bag or whatever you call it, camouflage hunting gear. I hang everything in his closet because we both have a little walk-in closet. It's not a huge walk-in closet, but it's a decent size walk-in closet, so we can hang things up on both sides. So I hang up all his duffel bags. So in your closet, you can either put all of your purses on the top shelf displayed, or you can put them in a bin on the top shelf, or you can hang them on a hanger in your in your closet. So the last thing we do often is we use this little S hook, and this hangs on a rod in your closet, and this nifty little tool, if you need to take advantage of your rod space, for hanging your purses. And those purses, they do not stuff, so that they take up as little room as possible. All right, we've come to the end. Brandie says follow us on Instagram. It's at the Home Sort, and our website is www.homesort.org. So let me recap real quick before I let you go on this podcast. They said learn from this professional organizing duo, Brandie and Ryan, closet organization hacks. to take your space and organize it in a way that gives you more peace. The quick tip is the biggest and easiest place to start organize your closet is to change your hangers to slimline hangers are a game changer. What Brandie and Ryan say is organizing takes that chaos away and it gives you more peace. Takeaways: the key to anything with a closet, be it shoes, be it stuff on hangers, the key is to have a system and to put it back. If you are not putting items back where they go, then your system's not working. You have to have a working system. When considering whether to fold or hang your clothes, think about whether or not you will maintain the system. If you hate to fold, then a system that folds your clothes will not be a success for you. Choose organizing systems for your closets that make the most out of your space. Hooks are really great for hanging things on because you don't have to use your rod or your shelf space. For storing accessories like purses or jewelry, considering using hooks on the wall, baskets, or S-hooks. Use the prime real estate in your closet for items that you use all the time and store little used items up high. That's in any organizing space. File folding is a method of folding your clothes where your clothes can stack on their side like a file. It makes it easier to see what you have and saves a lot of space. And it keeps the drawer tidy, taking items in and out. Action steps. Take a good look at the clothes in your closet and ask yourself 2 questions. Am I really going to wear this again? And have I actually even worn this in the last 2 years? If the answer is no, then go ahead and purge it. It's okay. Take your seasonal clothes and store them in airtight bins, storage totes, or under the bed storage containers. Be sure and label them. Consider using bins with lids to store your shoes. You can stack them and your shoes will also stay cleaner. The last is color code your t-shirts. Put all the oranges together, all the pinks together, and blues together, etc. It's not only making it organized, but it's going to visually give you peace. All right, guys, give me a thumbs up, share my podcast and my YouTube channel, and I will see you on the next podcast. Thank you for watching and listening.